Probably the thing I love and miss the absolute most was having a bakery. I had a bakery, no joke, a baseball's throw away from my house. Hello there, my name is Johnny, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my experiences living in Europe. I lived in England for 4 years, and I had the gift from God to go back to Europe a couple years later, and then I got to live in Germany for 2 years. And this video, I'm just going to be talking about my experiences and just a general overview of what it was like for me personally. Disclaimer, this is my opinion and my experiences uh, living in Germany. Uh, so yeah, I'm going to be making a bunch more videos having to do more in-depth on individual subjects. But either way, this is just my overview video of what it was like for me. What it was like immediately getting off the plane now. When I first got to Germany, I had previously lived in England for 4 years, and then I moved back to the States and then to Germany. I just missed seeing European style buildings, the smells. Uh, in Germany, they dress, in my opinion, again, they dress a lot nicer than they do in America. Hearing different accents, smelling different foods, just the size of the roads, how the stores are set up differently. All that just being in a different way of life. Everything, it's similar, but everything just tweaked that little bit that it was really exciting. Everything was a new experience. You know, you're redoing everything you know. Day-to-day stuff, though, that was different for me. Probably the thing I love and miss the absolute most was having a bakery. I had a bakery, no joke, a baseball's throw away from my house. I could see in through the back door. Like, if I went on my back porch, we lived in a 4-story townhouse. So if I was in on my back porch, I could see into the bakery from their back door. And I was in that bakery, no joke, every single day. There were some days I remember, I think I counted, where I was there 4 times a day. Um, just, I would pick up something for me. My mom would be like, "Oh yeah, I kind of wanted a chocolate croissant, and you only got me a Laugen croissant, so go back and get something." And then I would go get some ice cream with my friends after school, and then I would go and get a loaf of bread for dinner that night. Because we were having spaghetti or whatever. So that was the number one thing I miss. And my opinion, once again, was their food over there is a lot higher quality. Europeans are known for their food, but just the quality of the food. I don't even like American food anymore. I hate American bread of any type. I don't like American ice cream. I don't like American pizza. I literally would go back to Europe just for like a day, just so I can like down a ton of food and get my fix for like the next week. Yeah, that's probably about as long as it would last. Um, but yeah, so the food over there is just incredible. German food does have some more interesting. I don't want to use stronger foods. So don't be afraid to try new things. There's some that as an American, you might just you might just not have the palate for it. But either way, still give it a try. It makes for a fun adventure, and that's part of the whole experience, right? Some other day-to-day stuff that was really cool. They have a lot of at least in the area I was in, they had a lot of walking trails. They had a lot of parks. Um, so that was really cool. Being a younger person out, me and my friends were always outside doing something. We really didn't play inside all that much, even in the snow or the rain. We would just go play soccer in the rain, or go into the woods and make snowball forts or whatever. Um, but something I really liked, as far as always having something to do, was it seemed like even if we didn't know what the heck the festival was for, it seemed like there was always some type of festival going on in our village. And if there wasn't a festival in our village, there's probably a festival. Like, I could walk to the other village and it would take me 25, 30 minutes, from like how the hill was structured. Our village was here. There's another village here. I would just like walk through the woods. And I could be in totally another village in like 20, 30 minutes. And if we didn't have something going on, they might have something going on. And if they didn't have something going on, you hopped on the train, which was, I don't know, a 25-minute walk from my house, which is right next to a castle. I lived half a mile away from a castle. How freaking awesome was that? I was a 12-minute walk from a relic, not a relic, like a engravement of people and a stream where they use water from that stream for healing back in like the BC time period. Maybe, yeah, I guess eventually maybe we'll get a Facebook page for this channel going, and I'll start throwing up photos. But there was always, I kind of got off track there. There was always something to do, and if there wasn't something to do, there was something that you could do in the next village over. Public transport was great between the trains and buses and stuff, so it was super easy village hopping. And the festivals, there's live music, there's food, there's shops, there's rides, and it was just a real blast. Um, so yeah, that was one of my favorite things to do. I didn't really like doing it, with being in a super large group when you got to stay coordinated, but when you kind of got to relax and chill out and be in the moment, it was a really great experience. Some of the laws in Germany did seem a little weird. That they would be very strict in some areas, and then they would be super relaxed in others. So I'll go more into laws. Like you couldn't wash your car outside. Okay, you had to use a car wash. For an American, we don't really care about the environment or pollution or anything. Germans, they wanted you to go to a car wash. They don't. I don't know if it's so much that they didn't want you actually physically washing your car outside, or if it was just the chemicals and the water waste. Either way, stuff like that. For or you couldn't mow your lawn on Sundays in some towns. It's all reasonable stuff. But for an American, it was just different. And then there were some laws where they were super relaxed, like in America, there's so many fire restrictions, and you have to be so cautious, and there's all these, you have to worry about lawsuits and liability. And then I would go to a German festival, and they would literally just like have logs just standing up all over the place on fire, just burning, no intending, no firing, anything like that. And I'm like, wow, you guys are pretty hardcore with some of these laws, and then you're super relaxed, you just burn logs randomly, and it's like, wow, that fire pit's literally at child eye level. So I'm not complaining or anything. I'm just saying that there are some differences, but nothing crazy or outrageous or whatever. I could take an ice train and be in Paris in like an hour and a half. I could be in Italy in less than 4 hours. I could be in London or what's the big city in Ireland? Dublin. Dublin. Yeah, in I think 5 to 6 hours, depending upon which airport we went to fly out of. I could be in Switzerland or Edelweiss in 5 to 8 if we drove. Between the trains, the planes, the buses and stuff, you could be anywhere in Europe in hours, okay? And the traveling experience over there is awesome too. It's not like America when you're traveling, you're driving to the airport, then you get on the airplane. Remember, you're in a different culture, okay? So you're trying new foods, along the way. You're, hearing new languages. You're reading signs you've never seen before. The scenery, the hillsides and stuff are different. Oh my goodness, being on a train in Italy is amazing. You could just stare out the window. You could just stare out of the window for hours. So everything, even when you're just going places, I was always enjoying just that side of it. It wasn't particularly boring or anything. It was a ton of fun though. I mean, I want to move back. I plan as soon as I have the money, I'm gonna go and get the cheapest hole in the wall apartment I can. I've already contacted not embassies, but the government, finding out about the legal situation. It's a beautiful country. The people over there are pretty easygoing when it comes to meeting with them, and meeting with them like your neighbors and becoming friends is a little more structured compared to America. It's like you meet anybody and you're best buds forever. Whether if you saw them yesterday or next year. They're a little more cautious, a little more caring as far as who they associate with on that level. However, and again, this is just my opinion here, whenever I met somebody, on the street, at somebody at a restaurant, a store clerk or anything like that, they were super inviting, super excited to be talking to Americans, and I never really had any like ferocious experiences or anything like that. They wasn't intimidating. They were really nice and kind, so that was cool. I really like the German people. German isn't exactly like the easiest language to communicate through properly. Okay, I'll put it that way. It's not the easiest language to do properly. However, it's not like it's learning Mandarin or Czech or anything crazy, Slovakian or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to communicate compared to other places in the world. So, but yeah, I'm going to be making videos all about my different experiences, different encounters, how things are different, and I'll try to go into why. I'll try to be doing a bunch of other things on this channel, having to do with like travel, places. I really don't know. I do a camping and outdoors channel, so this is just kind of, I wanted to talk about Germany, so I figured I'll just put this on a second channel. So we're gonna see how this goes. But if you have any questions about Europe or Germany in particular, throw it in the comments. I'll try to get back with you guys as soon as possible and help you guys out. Cheers. See ya.